video covers everything we did in class today on Tuesday, February 1st. To follow along with this video, you need to make sure that you are in the class kick for today's makeup work, which is located in today's folder, just right above where you access this video. Your first step is to pause the video and complete the do now. So again, open class kick, pause the video, and complete the do now on slide 1. Today's do now is more review of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing positive and negative numbers. We know that when we're adding a negative plus a positive, we're starting off at a negative on a number line. So -3 on a number line. You can imagine it something like this. Excuse my messy handwriting. And since we're adding +9, we know that we're moving 9 spaces to the right. And so we end up at +6. You don't need to draw out the number lines on yours, but it might help you just to envision what's happening here. And at the top of Schoology, there's also a number line linked if you would like to use that to help you. In question 2, we're subtracting a negative. Remember that when we subtract negative numbers, so again, excuse my messy number line, but we start at -7, we're taking away from the negative, which means that we're moving 4 spaces to the right. When we subtract a -4, we end up adding 4, which is the same thing as -7 plus 4 equals -3. The important takeaways to remember about multiplication and division are that when you multiply a negative by a negative or divide a negative by a negative, your answer is always negative. And so -4 times -1.5 is equal to +6. And I think I just said that backwards. When you multiply a negative by a negative or divide a negative by a negative, your answer is always positive. And let me write that out. Positive times negative equals positive, and negative divided by negative equals positive. 2 negatives for a multiplication or division sentence is always equal to a positive, and so your answers to 3 and 4 are +6 and +10. There is more review of these simple operations with positive and negative numbers on this week's homework, which is posted in Delta Math. Let's meet on slide 2. Today's learning target is I can solve real-world problems using multiplication and division with signed numbers. In class, we finished up with lesson 12. So if you were here yesterday, you could go back to the video in the Monday folder. So that would be here in the Monday folder in Schoology, to look at the makeup work that covers lesson 12. But if not, if you weren't here yesterday and you already did lesson 12, the only thing you need to worry about watching is this video for lesson 13. Your first step is to complete 13.1, true or false rational numbers. Decide if each statement is true or false and be prepared to explain your reasoning. Questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you to pause this video and complete 13.1. You can check your work for 13.1 by looking at the notes that are posted in today's folder. So that'll be in today's main folder. Here, if you click on Tuesday, you will see the notes, and that's where you can check your work for this part of the assignment. The next activity that we did in class was a card sort, where we looked at addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division equations and tried to figure out which ones matched or which ones were equal to the same product, sum, quotient, or difference. I split up this activity for you onto 2 slides if you're not here. You can drag and drop the cards on these 2 slides to complete the activity. This is on slides 4 and 5. For example, I know that 1 minus 2 is equal to -1. The reason is because if I imagine a number line and I start at +1, then I take away 2, I end up at -1. And so I know this card is equal to -1. I also know that if I start at +1 and I add -2, I also end up at -1. Because when I add a negative, I also move 2 spaces to the left. These cards are a match. So I'm going to go ahead and circle them in the same color. I drag them to the same place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of the cards. Every card will match another card. The second set of cards is on slide 5, and you're doing the exact same thing, dragging and dropping the cards until you find the matches. Once you complete slides 4 and 5, you've made up everything you missed in class today. Remember that we have one homework assignment a week, and it's posted in Delta Math. So make sure that you have a chance to take a look, and if you have any questions, send me an email.